Hello all, welcome to Enzyme, the literary magazine. So today's interview is based on the preparation for NET and SET exams, which is the need of the hour for the students. So for that, we have with us Dr. Gerald Sagayanadan from the Department of English, St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli. Dr. Gerald Sagayanadan is a wonderful persona who has cleared both NET and SET exams. He has conducted trainings for UGC NET SET English, PG Polytechnic TRB English, and still continues to do so. So Dr. Gerald holds membership in 7 international journals, and he has been invited as the resource person for more than 23 colleges. He has attended 45 webinars, 7 international conferences, 5 national conferences, and 12 workshops and seminars. Without further ado, let's get started. So welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself briefly in the relation to NET and SET exams?
Okay, I am Dr. Gerald and I cleared NET SET exam somewhere in 2012 and I started my training program from 2014 onwards. I have helped several students to clear this NET SET examination. I have conducted several workshops in several colleges.
Okay, sir. Could you please explain the significance of NET and SET exams?
Right. Now, when it comes to getting a job in a college, now UGC has made it mandatory for candidates to clear National Eligibility Test. And now it is conducted by NTA, National Testing Agency, and it is CBT, computer-based test. And only after clearing NET exam, you'll be appointed in colleges as lecturers or professors.
And so what's the difference between NET and SET exam and how students should decide which one to take, sir?
Very good. NET is National Level Eligibility Test. Okay, so if you clear this exam, you can get appointed anywhere in colleges around the various states in India. When it comes to state eligibility test, state level, earlier it was state level eligibility test, that is Slet. Now it is SET, and this is conducted by the state government, and people who clear SET exams will be eligible to apply for colleges well within the states.
Okay, sir. And so what are the eligibility criteria for these exams and how students can meet the requirements of it?
Right. Regarding eligibility, it is a 55% in masters. That's a must to apply for. And whoever is, if you ask a question, it is like students who have completed their first semester in their masters. They are all eligible to apply for this NET exam and SET exam.
Okay, sir. Is there any specific topic or area within the syllabus that our students should focus more intensively?
Very good. When it comes to NET exam, there are 2 different papers, as everybody will be knowing. Paper 1 is a general paper. It's common for all the majors. There are 10 topics which are focused, and when it comes to the major specific, you have paper 2, where the major, the knowledge in the major paper, the major domain will be tested, and there are 10 topics. For example, when it comes to literature, you have drama, poetry, fiction and short story, then non-fiction, followed by cultural studies, okay, then Indian writing, and literary criticism and ELT. All these areas will be tested. So we need to have sound knowledge on all these areas. These areas are the ones which are very important for a literature student. And you should have complete knowledge in language and literary aspects. It's a comprehensive study plan that you need to adopt in order to crack this exam.
And so what advice would you give for the students who find certain topics very challenging? Is there any particular strategy to understand those complex concepts?
Right. When it comes to complexity, when it comes to literature, the major challenge for students is literary criticism and cultural studies, because it's of the recent origin. So when it comes to literary criticism, we need to focus on certain concepts and the originator of those concepts, the major premises of those concepts, and then for which you can rely on certain books like Pramod K. Nair is a very good book which is prescribed, and then you have a book called Cultural Studies, a Graphic Guide. We can get the help of these two books to prepare on the concepts, various concepts that are related to cultural studies.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Then for criticism normally is a very challenging area where you need to find how one ism leads to the other and what are the major premises of those particular literary theories and who are the proponents, what are the terms associated, and if you get a thorough knowledge about these things, I think it is very easy for us to crack this particular NET exam in literary criticism area, and for which you can very well rely on Patricia Wagg. And there is a very simple book by David Carter, okay, Literary Theory, a Pocket Lens. That book will be of great help. And then you can think of an online source like Prude Owl. Okay, it's an online database from where you can get all the information which will be needed for you to answer questions for literary criticism.
Okay, sir. And so what would you suggest as an effective study plan for the preparation of NET and SET exams?
Effective study plan depends on the individual, but from my personal preparation, I always believed in being sincere inside the classroom and master the syllabus that is given to you. Maybe the UG syllabus of your college, the PG syllabus, and the syllabi of the leading universities in India, like Calicut University or Dr. Ambedkar University, or you think of Mumbai University. You try to get the UG syllabus or the PG syllabus and try to find what are the often repeated works. Take those works, list out those works, and try to master the content. Okay, if you do that, I think it's very easy. Maybe there are people who ask for the time duration. How much time must we spend regarding the preparation? Okay, maybe for your what you study well within the classroom, your syllabi, you try to focus just 1 hour outside the class hour, because you have 5 hours of class, and if you're concentrating, 5 hours is your study, plus 1 hour to revise the lessons daily. Other than that, okay, for NET exam, spend 45 minutes for the area which you are taking up per month. Choose one area for a month, okay, and try to focus at least 45 minutes on a regular basis. If you do that, it's easy.
And so next question, I think this doubt is there in most of the students and parents. Yeah. Is coaching class mandatory or self-study will be sufficient?
Yes, this is often asked question, but personally I had not gone to any center. Okay, I had prepared myself, and what I did was, it's a technique that I adopted, that I never went to any center. I hunted for the basic material. The basic material would be an authentic textbook. You don't have a proper textbook, but there are books which will give you the basic knowledge. For example, for literature, you have to master social history of England or history of English literature. So you can think of a very good book. When it comes to social history of England, you can think of a book like A.G. Xavier, which will give you basic knowledge, or you can go to Trevelyan, G.M. Trevelyan, or you can go to Trivedi, History of English Literature. And what I felt was very handy was the 2 volumes of David Deutsch's. 2 volumes of David Deutsch's will give you a sound knowledge, but for a beginner, maybe one who is who has started preparation, you can go for Harry Blamire. Harry Blamire, A Short History of English Literature. This particular book will help us to get the basic knowledge. Apart from that, you can think of certain question papers, the previous year question papers. And the technique that I found was, after taking the question papers from 2018 onwards, I found that, normally NET is conducted twice a year. One is in December, the other one is in June. You find that if you're taking a question paper of June, try to go to the next year June question paper. an alternate year question paper, if you are going, you will find some connectivity between the questions that are asked. Okay, when I started my preparation in 2008, okay, I went to the previous year question paper, and then I found that there was a connection between the question that was asked in 2008 June and the next December, next June. So if you could find that connectivity, then you can very well guess what will be the approximate area from which the next June question paper will be. So that is how you can easily find the questions.
So could you explain the different types of questions that are asked in the exam and how the student must approach each and every question?
Okay. When it comes to net English, the type of question that is asked is the basic level questions like the age, then the schools, the various schools and the members of various schools. Then when it comes to an age, what are the characteristics of an age, and who are the major writers and minor writers of the age, the chronology of these writers. So when you're preparing, you need to think in terms of the various ages, the major writers and the minor writers, and you have to list out these writers in the chronological order, because sometimes they are asking writers of a movement, and those writers have to be chronologically arranged. So chronological based questions are normally asked in net exam. Then when it comes to the individual author, you need to think about the works of the writer in a chronological order. So it's chronology. Sometimes they ask about the work and the genre. They will give the work and they will try to, they will ask us to match the work with the genre, or the work and the author. Author and the work is in the form of match the following type. Then assertion and reason type of questions are being asked. Okay, these are the normally asked type of question. Sometimes data driven. So which year, which work received what award. So you need to know the work and the award that the work won, and how a work inspired another work. So such kind of, you can broadly classify it into two types. One is author based question, the other one is text based question.
Okay, sir. And how does clearing the net and set exams impact a student's career prospects, sir?
Okay, when it comes to career, you need a strong soil, right? To have a permanent job, you need to clear these exams, to have a decent package, because after all, your career, when you say a career, it's a permanent job which with a lucrative salary. And that too, many people think only in terms of a government job. To get a government job, to get a permanent position, you need to clear net exam, or you will be placed in a temporary basis, where now UGC has made net and set mandatory for appointment along with Ph.D. Earlier it was Ph.D. as an alternate degree, but now they have made it mandatory even for doctorates to clear net set. To prove your mettle, you need to clear this net. Only then you will get a job in a reputed institute.
And so what advice would you give for the students who are currently preparing for the net and set exams?
Currently preparing for net exam, my advice would be, don't fret thinking about the exam. For that matter, it is not only net or set or any competitive exam for that matter. A student who is aspiring to clear should have a strong conviction to clear. That is mandatory. The second thing is consistent preparation. We need to consistently prepare. And then the third one is, you need to narrow down on the work that you are going to focus. You need to have a clear study plan. As stated earlier, there are areas which the individual will find it difficult. For example, ELT. Yes. Then you can think about a few ELT books like Approaches and Methods. There are a lot of lots and lots of books available. Or Theory of Literature by Yule, you can think of. Or there are ready reckoners available in the market.
So are there any common misconceptions or frequently asked questions about the net and set exams that you would like to address, sir? Because I have two questions. The first is, can a student clear the net exam in the first attempt itself? And the second one is, does the number of attempts matter or not?
Yes. The common misconception is net is a hard nut to crack. That's the misconception that is in the minds of aspirants. They think that it is a very tough exam to crack, but I have seen students cracking net in the very first attempt. Some of my students have done it. When I asked them how they did it, they said, we followed the directions that you have given us, the advice that you have given us, that we need to concentrate on the syllabi and we need to focus little more on the criticism area, cultural studies area. So a student can very well clear net exam in the very first attempt. It's only 6 months time. In 6 months time, if you are consistently preparing, if you are revising the previous year question paper, and if you are going with the basic books of literature, my suggestion is first start with a glossary of literary terms from cover to cover. And if you are covering that book, I think along with that, as you start with the basic book, you will come across other books to prepare and you can very well clear it. And I cleared Slet in the very first attempt. But when it comes to net, because I am speaking about 2008 when we did not have so much of online resources, when materials were not available. Okay? But now everything is available in one's palm. Okay? There are a lot of e-database, a lot of books which are available now for an aspirant. So clearing net in the first attempt or Slet in the first attempt is possible. However, having going for several attempts will also impact because there will be others who will crack the exam and they will be eligible to apply for interviews, job interviews, and others, those who are getting delayed, will have to stand in a queue. So we need to think in terms of clearing it in the first attempt or second attempt. And it is not difficult.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to add for our listeners, sir?
Yeah, regarding the listeners, regarding when you prepare for net or Slet in English, think in terms of mastering the authors and fit the authors into the age. Put all the authors in the chronological order. Then the works of the various authors based on the publication. Look at how the work was inspired or how this particular work inspired others. And focus on the awards or recognitions won by the author for a particular work. Then think in terms of the author and his literary association. Maybe the friends of the author, the school to which the author belonged to. When it comes to poetry, we have schools of poetry. When it comes to literary, literary movements, we have movements. In drama, we have movements of drama. We also use the term invariably. Okay, schools and movements. So we need to know how they are associated, what is the common link thread that connects all these writers, and what is the intellectual product of that particular school. If you are looking into these things, I think you are almost on the verge to clear your exams. Apart from that, when you take a work, look into the genre or the sub-genre to which the work belongs. And then when it is a literary form, when it is poetry, think in terms of the poetic devices which are used in a poem, to what effect it is used. When it comes to drama, you have dramatic devices. And then when it comes to novel, think in terms of the narrative techniques, whether it is first person narrative, second person narrative, or omniscient narrative. Okay, in third person we have third person limited, third person unlimited. So you need to focus on all these things, and then you need to think in terms of the various literary theories and the criticism that evolved from that. And then think about the various approaches and methods in ELT and the basic concept of linguistics, which is mandatory for you to clear it, and applied linguistics also. So a very good book on ELT will help you. And last but not least, there is one area which is very challenging, that is research methodology. For research methodology, you need to master 2 books. One is MLA handbook, the latest edition, the 9th edition, or a stylistic manual of APA. Okay, if you look into all these things, I think cracking net is going to be easy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, sir.
Thank
It
you.
was really a wonderful session, sir.
Yes.
And I really thank you for your valuable insights as well as for your valuable presence here, sir.
Thank you.
Furthermore, Dr. Gerald has a YouTube channel named JSN English Teaching, where regular posts and updates are there in UGC NetSet English, PG and Polytechnic TRB English. So stay tuned for further updates. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.